The new Prime Video series, The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, is set to debut its first 2 episodes, so let's see if they're worth your time. Hey everybody, my name is Justin. Here I try to watch everything that hits theaters and on streaming services just like Prime Video. If you guys are like me, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more up and coming content. Epic drama set thousands of years before the events of The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings follows an ensemble cast of characters both familiar and new as they confront the long-feared re-emergence of evil to Middle-earth. Now, I just need to be upfront with everybody who's watching this video. I am not a big fan of the Lord of the Rings series. You might turn off the video just right at this moment. Let me talk real quick about that. I have not watched the Lord of the Rings movies up until just a few weeks ago. So it may take me some time to become a huge fan of it. I'm not a big fan, and I did not watch the Lord of the Rings movies when they were released in theaters. I understand a lot of the characters and its plot. It's big. People love it. I understand all of that. So I was looking forward to this, watching the Lord of the Rings show, going to watch the Hobbit movies because I have seen those, and then watch the Lord of the Rings movies. I want to do it all in a row. So I was looking forward to this. This is the most expensive show ever made. It looks gorgeous. I've seen the first 2 episodes, and each episode is about an hour long. I felt like I was watching a movie in theaters. It is absolutely beautiful, from the more subtle sequences of Middle-earth to some of the more groundbreaking sequences and different locations that we've gotten from Middle-earth. We have scenes in the oceans, scenes in caves, so many different locations, and every single shot within this movie is absolutely gorgeous. The scale of this series feels massive. It feels like a movie rather than a show. So they are putting their money to good use when it comes to this series. And a lot of the action sequences, the CGI, some of the creatures in here, everything looks so good. From a technical standpoint, everything is top notch. From the sound to the visuals, it all looks great. I was looking forward to diving into some of the characters that were in the Lord of the Rings movies. 2 characters that I know are from the Lord of the Rings movies are Galadriel and Elrond. I'm sorry if I absolutely butchered those names, but I really like these characters in here. They feel like they're the main focus of the series so far. There's a lot of other characters that are being involved within it, and there's a huge focus on Sauron in the first 2 episodes, the threat that Sauron does pose. There's a lot of focus on Galadriel, and she's played by Morfydd Clark, and she's fierce, she's independent, she's determined, and I like that about her character. And then also on the other end is Elrond. He's very calm, he's level-headed. I like that character, and they have their own storylines going on. And as we have their storylines that are progressing through these 2 episodes, we see relationships between elves and dwarves developing, and the friendship between the 2. But also see adventure set in place within these first 2 episodes that feels like it's going to just get bigger and bigger, from certain teases to later episodes and showing where the storylines can go. Just within these first 2 episodes, it does a great job setting up what the future will be for this series. And releasing the 2 episodes at one time will tease what the future will bring for this series. So that first episode started off with a lot of narration, a lot to soak in. Who are these characters, different locations, things that are going on. It moved a little slow because they had to establish a lot of different characters, a lot of different places, certain relationships. And that second episode feels like it's really taking a step back and developing the characters, and there's some humor within it, and it feels like you're really starting to get into the plot within that second episode. See Elrond and his relationship with some of the dwarves and some of the characters that were teased with some posters. Like Princess Disa, we've seen in a lot of the images, and some other characters like Nori, Brandyfoot, really enjoyable characters. Elves, dwarves, whoever, we get a lot. And I feel like the story is starting to tackle on a lot. And that's what the Lord of the Rings movies were, is that there were so many different people being involved, so many different creatures, many storylines just running all at the same time. And I get that same vibe for these first 2 episodes. Some feel like they're very brief when it comes to the storylines, especially involving Nori Brandyfoot, this young girl, and someone she encounters. Those storylines feel very short, but also important, as we're probably going to get a lot of that later on. Like I said, the main focus is on Galadriel and Elrond and their own journeys and relationships that they have, and I feel like they're going to be the main focus of the series moving forward. As someone who just watched the Lord of the Rings movies for the first time, I found a lot of enjoyment with these first 2 episodes. I don't know a lot about the Lord of the Rings franchise and the history of it all, so going into it, I had to ask my wife a lot of questions because she knows a lot about the Lord of the Rings movies. So I said, who's that person? And do you know who that person may be? But I think that this show is absolutely beautiful. There is some great action scenes within here. The characters are likable, and the story itself feels like it could be really thrilling just based off of these first 2 episodes. There's a sense of urgency that's flowing throughout with Sauron as the threat. But going forward, I'm excited to see where these characters go, relationships that are developing. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you like the Lord of the Rings movies, or if you like the Hobbit films, I highly recommend checking these first 2 episodes out when they do hit Prime Video tomorrow. I think they'll be worth your time. So before I give you my score for Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, Episode 1 and 2, make sure to check out my channel. Here I do movie reviews, trailer reactions, ranking videos, tier lists, all that fun movie related content that you see on YouTube. I do it all here, so hit that subscribe button to get it all in one spot. I'm going to go ahead and give the first 2 episodes of the Lord of the Rings show an A-. Thank you guys for doing a review for the Lord of the Rings of Power, Episode 1 and 2. Have you guys seen them by chance? What'd you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more up and coming content like this. My name is Just Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.